Hey, what's going on? This is Joe Cook of the Spot VA bringing you some summer football action. The Portsmouth Mustangs taking on the DC Explosion in a NAFL matchup. Inside the Mustangs' 46-yard line, they run a no-huddle offense, and after 4 plays, number 27 runs it in from 13 yards out to put up the Explosion 6-0 early in the first quarter. But on the next possession for the Mustangs, number 4 responds, breaking a 25-yard run of his own. But that big play was the only one of the drive. On the third play, Cedric Scott, the Explosion, stuffs that run, and the Mustangs will have to punt yet again. The Mustangs and the Explosion going tick for tat here on the next possession. Explosion quarterback Jacob Foster is looking for his receiver going deep, but he finds Eric Casper of the Mustangs instead, who gets the pick and brings the ball down all the way into the Explosion 30-yard line. Unfortunately, the Mustangs couldn't get any points off of that turnover, but later in the second quarter, Cam Bryant scrambles and finds his receiver number 26 for a huge gain. They convert on a 2nd and 30. Now, you may have heard the whistle blow early. The refs discussed it, and they called it because of the defensive penalty early in the play, so they concluded that the play would count as well as the penalty. So DC Explosion definitely unlocking that one. But with 3:38 in the second quarter, the Mustangs back at their own goal line. They give for safety. The officials ruled this one in the grass, but of course you can hear the DC Explosion. They want the touchdown as one of the defensive linemen picked it off. After a very short safety kick, the Explosion started at the 31-yard line in Mustang territory. It only took them 3 plays to score. Darnell Dorsey scores from 3 yards out, and now they're up 14-0 in the second quarter. In the last possession of the second quarter, the Explosion thinking about scoring again before the half after a Mustang punt. And guess who? Eric Casper again with his second pick of the game. Close out the first half and stop any more scoring from the Explosion. We pick it up late in the third quarter. Score still 14-0 in favor of the Explosion, and Chris Wilkins makes 2 big tackles on defense for the Mustangs, forcing the Explosion to punt. The offense seems to have fed off of that, and they get some momentum with their ground game. Number 4 here with another big gain. Now Cam Bryant, he scrambles to the 30-yard line, the Explosion, but a holding penalty negates that play, and this sack kills another promising Mustang drive. And with 6 minutes left in the game, the play that seals it for the Explosion, Darnell the Beast Dorsey breaks on a 56-yard run to score, and the Explosion win this game, shutting out the Mustangs 20-0. Here's Dorsey breaking down the key play.
We came back out the second half with adjustments, ran up a little misdirection, faked this way, came back the other way. I seen the seam, made the cut, ran upfield, the safety was there. Nowhere to go, lowered the boom on him. He failed, I kept going. All she wrote after that.
Ever heard of a defense with no game plan? Well, Explosion head coach and defensive coordinator Charles McGriff talks about his read and react defense.
We go with the flow. We let teams dictate. Once we figure out what they're doing, then we attack what they do. You know, we don't actually know what teams are doing until we see it, and then we go from there. Once we figure out what their run scheme is, that's when we attack it. We take away the inside runs, make them run outside. We run a few zooms here and there, and we got guys, got a lot of talent, man. I've been blessed as a coach to have a lot of talent. It's not the coaches, it's the players, and I have been, you know, a lot of talent, man. It's a lot of talent.
The Explosion run game was key, and Darnell Dorsey can attest to that.
We pride ourselves on being physical. I mean, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Offensive line, you know, moving them out the way. O-line leads the way all the time for our team. It just felt good to, you know, out-physical the other team. And, you know, as you can see, it paid off.
The Mustangs are in a period of transition after a successful year in the DFL. In their first season, they made it to the championship game. But this team has a new coaching staff and new players, and they're still getting used to the NAFL Summer League. But team owner Troy Williams is focusing on the positives from this game.
Well, some positives, you know, in this game. We did run the ball somewhat pretty well, and our defense once again did a good job. You know, it's hard to stop a good team that many times. You know, whether it be red zone, whether it be middle of the field. It's hard to do, you know, when the defense stands so strong and our offense sometimes seems to disappear, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, what we'll do is we'll break it down and we'll get the positives from the game and we'll clean the negatives up, and we should hopefully make our showing for our next game a lot better.
For the Spot VA, I'm Joe Cook.